If you could redesign the way we care for the terminally ill, how would you do so? What would it look like?
So one thing I needed to say as I started out is that I've not been a great deal involved in hospice. I lost my own partner 5 years ago from AIDS, and I had hospice to help through that process, and it was wonderful. I would recommend to everyone who is facing death that they get involved in a hospice program, and I think it is way too often not used because people have bad images of hospice, and it's also not used early enough. I learned at dinner tonight that the average time people are in hospice here in Chemung, no, this is Tompkins County. I was born in Chemung County, but Tompkins County's average and Cortland County's average is 40 days in hospice, and people can be in hospice for 6 months. So that tells me that people are delaying to get into hospice, and I think that happens partly because docs don't tell people that it's time to get into hospice, and I think partly because even when they tell people that it's time to get into hospice, people don't want to believe that they're at the end of their life. And so I think there needs to be a major effort that is not happening at this point, but that is especially important now as the population is aging and we're going to have such a number of people in their 70s, I'm 72, in the population, that more people need to know about death and dying. So we need to greatly increase the literacy that people have around death and dying issues. That's why I think we're having this meeting tonight. You've invited me, and I'm so glad to see almost every chair filled. There's one up here, by the way. What would I do? I think I would try to educate people as early as possible. There's still going to be a lot of recalcitrant people who don't want to deal with it because they just don't want to believe that we die. But I can guarantee you that as a practitioner for 40 years or so now, I can tell you that everyone that I've seen that is headed towards death dies, and you can't get away from it. So you need to know about death and dying, and you need to know what your options are, and there's some options that are better than other options. A fair number of people have a pretty lousy death, in my experience, even though they get great hospice services and other kinds of services, palliative care services, because things get started too late and they don't really understand what their options are.